Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. So now I will continue with subchapter 3.5, explain the signature to detect malicious network traffic. So this is all the 5 subchapter. Okay, you need to describe the characteristic of IPS, purpose of turning signature alarm, signature action, process to manage and monitor Cisco Solution, IPS Solution, and benefit of IPS Global Correlation lah. Okay, so we go to the IPS signature characteristic first. So basically, a signature is a set of rules that an IDS or IPS use to detect typical intrusion activity. Okay, I mean if there is no signature, it will be hard for the IDS and difficult for IDS and RPS to detect the attack. Okay, and to prevent attack. So they must have something baseline so that the IDS and IPS can detect. So which is we use a signature. So they have 3 distinct attributes of the signature, which is the type of signature, the trigger alarm for the signature, and the action. So basically, signature categorized as 2 types. So the first one is atomic, and the second is composite. So don't worry, this is all a theory. So what is the difference between atomic and composite? So atomic by default is the simplest type of signature. Okay, usually consists of single packet. Okay, for composite usually identify execution of operation across multiple hosts over a arbitrary period of time. So basically, atomic is much more, I think, lighter than composite lah, because it's based on a single packet. Okay. Okay, now, so signature file. So in Cisco, because we use a Cisco spec, okay, Cisco packet analyzer. Okay. Alright, so to have this kind of detection, okay, they required the signature file. So as technology, as every day, okay, going on, they must have a new signature. So all this signature need to be downloaded and uploaded to the IPS that we use. Okay, if you don't download and upload to IPS, so your signature will be what we call it, not updated. So you need to update the the IPS signature. Okay, so this is where you can get the signature file. Okay, alright, so in signature, okay, they have 5 micro engine, type of micro engine. So in the signature, they have 5 type of micro engine. The first is atomic, okay, service, string, multi-string, and others. So all these 5 micro engine is different between each other. Okay, so as previously stated, atomic is the simplest packet to examine. Okay, and service is usually examine the service in the particular network lah that been attacked. Okay, the string usually is use regular expression based pattern to detect intrusion. So why we need a string? Because sometimes the malware, okay, they use they have kind of a hidden string. Okay, so we can then usually even the body of the malware is different. Usually the header is the same. Okay, the first packet header for the maybe for 60 or 100 byte. So this you can use a regular express based pattern string. Okay, multi-string, okay, support flexible pattern matching and trend lapse signature, and other internal lah that handle miscellaneous signature. So basically we have 5 types. Okay, so this is how you can download the signature from Cisco website. So you need to have an account to this particular Cisco website. Okay, so you go to the bagian product security, network security, and this one integrated threat protocol to iOS intrusion prevention system software. So they will have a signature update, so we download this one. Okay, so if you have license, you can download it. Okay, so basically the advantage of IPS signature. So for IPS, they have 4 types. Okay, the first one is the this one is for the 5 one is for the IDS. This is for IDS, eh? Okay, so this one is for IPS. So you have 4 types. The first one is pattern-based detection, anomaly-based detection, policy-based detection, and honeypot-based detection. So these all different type have their own advantage. Okay, so for pattern-based, usually people use the pattern-based or use the anomaly-based. Okay, so pattern-based is the easier configuration because they have a pattern. Based on the pattern, so they have a fewer false positive and they have a good signature design. Okay, but sometimes we need to rely on the anomaly-based detection. So this one you have to use a customized policy based on the behavior of the network. Okay, so policy-based detection is also the same with pattern-based, easy configuration, but and also can detect unknown attack. And the honeypot detection, okay, usually this one to distract and confuse attacker. Means that we have a intrusion prevention system that work as a honeypot detection. Okay, and slow down about attack and collect information about the attack. So honeypot detection basically they have some IPS that work as a honeypot. Okay, so this is the disadvantage. For the pattern based, no detection of unknown signature. If there is a zero exploit attack and the signature have not been updated, so the sensor cannot detect the attack. Why? Because it's not updated yet. Then so they have a false positive. So signature must be updated and tuned on. Okay, this is very important. Need to be updated. Okay, anomaly based detection usually based on generic output. So for anomaly based detection you need to have policy. Okay, policy based detection usually this is a traffic profile. So this one is very difficult to implement in the large network. Okay, so honeypot detection, honeypot lah. You need to have a server. Okay, alright. The next one, okay, this is the pattern type detection. So the difference between the atomic signature and composite signature. So for pattern based signature, pattern based detection, okay, no state required to examine pattern. Okay, for atomic signature. Okay, this is very simple. For composite signature must contain state or examine multiple items because atomic signature is only one file. For composite, they have multiple files. So you need to have multiple items. Okay. Alright. So anomaly based detection between atomic signature and composite signature. So for atomic, not required to identify activity. Okay. The based on the destination port. Okay. But for composite signature, it require identify activity. So what is the normal behavior? What is the abnormal behavior? So they can use the verify and comply which one lah. Okay, the same with policy base. Okay, so for policy base, based on if detect abnormally large fragmented packet. Okay, okay, this one you can read yourself. Okay, this is all about the theory. Okay, now, so this is the benefit of Cisco iOS IPS solution. Okay, as you can see here, it is inline. Okay, like previously in subchapter 3.4, it's inline in one hierarchical. Okay, provide threat protection at all entry. Okay, must be put in the in a suitable place. Okay, at the point of entry or the point of outside of the network lah. Okay, so size of the signature database can be adapted. Okay, so now, okay, this is the how the alarm triggering machine mechanism. So as you can see, we have 4 types of alarm. The first is false positive. False positive means that the network activity is normal. There's nothing wrong with the normal, but the IPS is triggered. Alarm is triggered. So this is wrong. So you need to turn the alarm. Okay. So what about the false negative? False negative is there is a attack in the traffic. There's some attack in the traffic, but unfortunately IPS alarm is not triggered, not generated. So this one we need to also turn the alarm. Okay, the next is true positive. The true positive bermaksud there is an attack and the alarm also generated, bermaksud is a true positive the attack. Okay, so there is nothing to do. Okay, the next one is true negative, means the traffic is normal, the IPS is not triggered. So this is true negative. Okay, so means nothing wrong with the traffic, nothing wrong with the IPS. Okay, so what we want to have is a true positive, okay, and a false negative need to be avoided. Okay, alright, so this is summary of action category that can be done for the IPS. Okay, this is the alarm triggering. Okay, this is the action for the IPS. The first is it can generate an alert. So they produce alert, okay, they log in the activity. So it need to lock the attacker packet, the log pair packet or victim packet, and drop preventing the activities. So it can prevent, it can drop, okay, the connection, the source, the destination port, okay, and reset the TCP connection. If this is the best solution, it can reset. And blocking feature activity, okay, just request for block, okay. But then if they appear the traffic normal, then it can allow back the activity. Okay. Now this is how generating manage generated alert. So for this kind, we have produce alert and verbose alert. Okay. So this one right in the event store. So this one we will see when we do the IPS. Okay. So log activity. Right, so this is the description. Okay, this one you can read it yourself. Okay, I'm not going to go to this one. Okay, this is what they do. Okay, so this is the planning consideration. So when you want to implement IPS, okay, this is the consideration that you need to have in your network. Okay, the first is the management method. Management method of the IPS, your RDS. Even correlation is what happened between the particular attack. Okay, security staff that will who will responsible for the IPS with the IPS, and incident response plan. Incident response plan means if let's say something do happen, what is the response plan for that particular attack? Like DDoS, what should do? If that had access attack, what should do? Okay, if ransomware happen, so what should do? What the plan? So we need to have this kind of response plan for different type of attack. Okay. Alright. So now this is how the secure device event exchange. Okay, this is just go through it. Okay, you can see this is the what we call it, the IPS. Okay, this is the network management console. This is Cisco server. So when they have an alarm, it will go to using the SDE protocol. They can keep the information to network management console. And for the syslog, they will keep in the syslog server. So there are two different server for the management, for the IPS, and the syslog server. Okay, for the IPS, so it will be different lah. Alright, so for IPS configuration best practice, so IPS should be located at the entry point of network. Okay, so let's say, so this is the what we call it, the DMZ, because this is all a server. Okay, they contain firewall. So this is all is the internet. Let's say internet. So VPN. So VPN means this is the outside. Okay. So IPS should be put before the packet go to the internal local area. So it should be between firewall and the particular switch layer 3 lah. So this is the very best solution. Okay. For this particular diagram lah, topology. Okay, so IPS Global Correlation. So what is global correlation? Okay, this is to improve effectiveness, improve protection against non-malicious site, sharing telemetry. Okay, this one automatic handled, or this one do it yourself. So I nak go to the Cisco sensor base network. Okay, this is how the Cisco sensor base network operate. As you can see here, this is Cisco IPS. Okay, we have a reputation and telemetry to the global correlation server. So global correlation server means a server that have all the information about the attack. Okay, then this particular global correlation server will update the Cisco data client using the database query. So if let's say they have event, okay, then config, then we got all the information in the Cisco IPS. Okay, you get the information there. Okay, alright, so this is the Cisco Security Intelligence Operation. Okay, this is what they get information that they have. Okay, alright, if there is attack, all this they will have the information. Okay, they will try to find information about all this. Okay, so reputation, blacklist and traffic filter. Okay, so for this one, Cisco security, this one, if let's say they know, okay, some particular server, okay, is the source of the botnet, let's say lah, and it try, there is known IP. So what it will do is it will filter the list and it will blacklist. Okay, it will filter and blacklist based on the reputation. Okay, based on reputation that they have. Okay, this is the example. They have Cisco ESA is a firewall. Cisco ESA botnet. Okay, the filter FPS SM. The Cisco IPS. This is the detection and prevention system. Okay, in worldwide they have this kind of information. Okay, so before it come, okay, they check with all this. Okay, they say if they find there is particular IP server which is same with this call of state, the bad site, then it will block, will be blacklist before it go to the internal LAN. Okay, so this is the meaning of that reputation, based on reputation. Okay, so we use a sender base. Okay, sender base. Okay, so that's it for 3.5. So basically 3.5 is more into theory. Okay, theory of IPS IDS. So I will continue with subject 3.6. So 3.6 is very important. Okay, we have lab in that particular subject. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.